I embody DIMERY 1153, an energetic entity that neither began nor ends with me. I sojourned a life reaping plenty of barren trees. Now I look down at my sun, the definition of being peculiarly free. Am I black? Thus, black culture has to encompass the intellectual logic of why it exists, just as readily accepted as it is to name the origins of hip-hop or jazz, black churches and soul food. Where does black and black culture stand when we are societally underfavored and pinned against the black African immigrants of our society? What does black culture mean in juxtaposition to police brutality, black maternity, and black death? Most especially, where does black and black culture lay when we discuss the use of the N-word? Black Americans collectively share the ancestral imprint of genocide that stripped diversely ethnic Africans of their land, culture, language, and families. The culture known as black culture to me is the culture formed from the innate hunger and resilience to survive ever-evolving systemic oppression. It is the acceptance of lost names, times, and relations amid the will to raise generations forward. It is the tree trunk chopped down to build a new home, a tree severed from its stump, deeply rooted in land that they may or may not ever come to know. If my self-cultivated nature was vibrating on a frequency that irritated the internal upsets of the vast majority around me, I had no choice but to blend in as best as I could. And this meant not externally representing how ethereal of a being I know myself to be. It was another opportunity to evaluate my growth in confronting the mammy narrative that I had to actively combat during my time working in emergency homeless shelters in service of young adults. That I was only acceptable taking care of everyone's needs and welfare, as long as I suppressed any of my personal upsets and didn't exercise the heart muscle of my intellect. To me, this is just a reflection of how fragmented, misunderstood, and appropriated social justice efforts have truly become. To me, it is cyclical effort of forcing folks to have conversation about history, neither being taught or personally invested in. And for people like me, who seek holistic understanding and feel the denial of my personhood day to day, being called upon to co-curate and participate in these spaces are far more violent than they are resourceful. I am often recruited and trusted to do this work because I'm a black woman who can articulate my cause, and my delivery is non-threatening to mainstream learners. Though, past the preliminary introduction to my work, when I build the courage to be vocal about the oppression that I face within the same spaces in which I build curriculum and facilitate for, the trust in my perspective comes to a screeching halt. If we believe, collectively, that by the imprint of colonialism, that there are identities thrusted to the margins of holding systemically defined power, then shouldn't we believe that these same people hold ultimate understanding of the illusional logic of oppression held against them? When I assert solutions that I personally practice, inflicting the desired cultural outcome and now seeking growth and expansion, I am told that the work is not a priority due to the work needing to be done, that there is no budget to achieve it, that change will take a long time. Personally, I translate all of these responses as follows. Do what you gotta do within the resources and people we've set you up with. We care about this work to the degree that it makes people happy, but we are not invested in the cause as an organization. I am an educator. I am a creator. I am a diligent worker. But above all, I am a human being surviving systemic misogynoir. I do not have the choice to confront the spiteful mentalities of others, no matter how hard I try to avoid it. Every time I am met with these responses, I lose all faith in the integrity of all those who stand by and support the decision. Each time I am yet again bamboozled by lyrical equity statements and slapped in the face with these responses. I feel even further isolated on an ever-enduring sojourn to knowing true freedom.